Hey everybody, thank you for watching the VSO Gun Channel. I'm here with Derek Ross today, and we are making VSO NFA compatible. So, we're here just basically going over the nuances of NFA stuff, transfers and all that. And I thought it would be a really good opportunity to discuss with viewers the benefits of doing a trust over like an individual going after NFA items, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's an ongoing debate in the community. I'm a huge believer in the trust. We've been doing it for about 7 years here in the state of Ohio. The individual purchase versus the trust purchase really comes down to a matter of a few benefits to the trust. One is possession, and that's probably the hugest benefit. You can have multiple trustees on the trust that legally can possess the guns. If you do an individual purchase, theoretically at least, only the person who purchases the item or does the transfer with the sheriff's signature and puts their name on the Form 4 or Form 1 can possess it. The question is, what is possession? To most of your viewers, I'm sure that seems relatively easy. Unfortunately, as many attorneys can attest to, it's not. Possession is defined as dominion and control. So whatever that means to your viewers, I wouldn't want to risk it. So you can have your friends and your family put onto the trust, and it's especially important if you're married and you have a wife or a girlfriend living with you or a significant other in the house. They theoretically have constructive possession over the firearm, even if it's not in their physical custody. So you want them on the trust as well to prevent any kind of potential issues with DTF on that. Also, you know, what if the beneficiary upon your death, if you individually own it, can't possess it if they're 15 years old or something like that? The trust provides for all those things, so it's got a huge death benefit as well. And as of now, at least, it also allows you to avoid the sheriff's chief law enforcement officer's signature. Under Rule 41P, President Obama's trying to change that. It's looking like December is the go-to deadline now for that to take effect. We have no reason to believe that's not going to happen. But hopefully it doesn't. So, you know, to the viewers, make sure you get out there and talk to your congressman.
Certainly. Now, chief law enforcement sign off. We're talking the whole hoops with usually the sheriff's department, those sorts of things. So, you touched briefly. Just give a few examples of how this constructive possession thing could go awry. Like, we're talking like, if you've got a wife at home and you leave your SBR sitting on the counter to go...
That's not a good idea.
to go to the store.
I mean, the best thing about the trust is, especially in Ohio now, you can hunt with suppressors. I can't give my suppressor to my friend Jeremy, for instance, and say, hey, go hunting with this, unless he's on the trust. Under no circumstances do you let that property leave your possession. So with the trust, you can have multiple trustees that can take it out of your possession without you even being there, because it's not you that owns it, it's the trust that owns it. And a trustee is somebody who's a fiduciary of the trust that holds legal title to the item. So you can have multiple trustees that hold that legal title to that item and can possess it outside of your presence. It can go awry if you're living with a roommate or a girlfriend, and you leave the house and you leave the SBR, like you said, on the kitchen table or something. That's not a good idea. You're putting them in a bad spot. Whether or not it'd be a successful prosecution, to my knowledge, there's no case law on that, but constructive possession is a very real thing. It has been litigated in many different contexts with possession of drugs and firearms in other contexts. Felons in possession of firearms and things like that. So it's something we need to be aware of when we enter into this industry. Absolutely.
Other situations like at the range, for instance, you go to the range with your buddies that you regularly shoot with. Say you have to step off to, use the restroom, go to your truck or anything like that.
Sure.
They're standing there at the range with...
Yeah, I mean, if you're right there, can you let them use the gun? I'm not going to tell your viewers yes. I have a law license. Do people do it? Absolutely. As long as they're there maintaining quote-unquote dominion and control over the weapon. But you're right, if they leave the presence of the gun with the buddy, that does cause a problem.
Gotcha. Well, man, I think that gives the viewers a really good sense of the benefits of going trust versus individual. I know that I obviously went trust because it just seems like a better investment long term, and
Sure.
These are things that they're taken care of just like any other quality product, are going to last generations as
Sure.
well. We
Sure.
want to pass those along easily.
Right.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, go ahead and plug your website, plug your business, because this is, you're somebody. Guys, this has been completely painless for me. I mean, except for maybe a trip or two to the city that I wasn't otherwise going to take. But I mean, really.
And we can do these without even having somebody have to take a trip to the city. We can do it over the phone and email. It is possible. So our website's ohiogunlawyer.com. Our law firm is Barney and DeBross LLC, barneydebross.com as well. We have 2 different websites. We're also on Facebook, and I just started a YouTube page. Not nearly as successful as yours yet.
Yeah. Well, you can find links to all that stuff in the description. Website, YouTube, all the social media stuff. If you want to directly interface with Derek, you can do all those things through that method. And guys, the other thing I wanted to point out is there's a lot of low cost ways to do this. However, I think it's exceptionally prudent to get a qualified, experienced attorney to do this, to cover your ass, because we're talking about things that have done incorrectly.
Sure.
We're talking felony convictions.
Yeah, it's a legal document. It's not something we should take lightly. I like to tell people you wouldn't go to WebMD to perform gallbladder surgery on yourself, so why would you go to an online legal service to do something that could have lasting impacts on your life? And we're not astronomically priced. We're an average price gun trust firm. So
I think so. Comparative. Thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your exceptionally busy day to do a video with me. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And remember, guys, thanks for watching the VSO Gun Channel. Check out Derek's website, and we'll see you guys on the next video.